Hey, what's up? lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2010 comedy drama film It's Kind of a Funny Story, starring uh, Gear Gilchrist. Is that how you say his name? Gilchrist? I don't know. I apologize. Keir, I can never pronounce his name. He's in It Follows. He's done a bunch of other stuff. He's an awesome kid. Awesome actor. He's not a kid anymore. Emma Roberts is in this. Zach Galifianakis is in this. Now, it's interesting because this is a big deal for Zach because he only really did like comedies prior to this film. And then this film came about and he's like a serious actor. But most people still don't take him as a serious actor. But I take him as a serious actor because Zach Galifianakis is incredible. And he doesn't get enough credit because he's incredible. So this film is about Keir's character, Craig, who is referenced as Cool Craig from Zach's character. Craig wants to kill himself. He calls a suicide hotline. They suggest that he goes and checks himself into a hospital for a psych evaluation. So he goes to a hospital, 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning, says, I want to kill myself, gets a form to fill out, sees a doctor. He's admitted to 3 North, which is a part of this hospital. It's a little ward. Viola Davis plays his psychiatrist through the course of the 5-day stay that he has to stay at because he's been admitted into the hospital. Emma Roberts is a patient there who was cutting herself, doesn't actually give an explanation why, and that's fine. We didn't need an explanation. Zach's character's name is Bobby. He tried to kill himself 6 times to no avail. He then is interviewing to get into a home and potentially is going to be released the same day, that Thursday, that Keir's character of Craig would have to stay his 5 mandated days, right? So Bobby technically could get released and Craig could technically get released on Thursday. So while Craig's there, he's trying to figure out his problems. What sparks his depression? Why is he stressed out? Why does he want to kill himself? And as the week goes on, as the 5 days goes on, he learns a lot about himself. He learns that there's more to life than what he's stressing about. He wants to start looking at the best in things, and he winds up transforming this 3 North Ward into a vibrant place for people to figure themselves out, figure their problems, if they can, during the 5-day stay. So he really transforms the bit without even attempting, really. But it's interesting, Zoe Kravitz is in this as well, is very young. This film is 10 years old, right? All these actors and actresses are much older now, and it's an important film because mental health 10 years ago is not something anyone really talked about. People talk about a lot now, but that's a good thing. Mental health is important because if the body is not okay, if the brain's not okay, then how do you expect the body to be okay? And then vice versa. There's a lot of physical symptoms of anxiety, depression, PTSD, etc. So if there's stuff going on up here, it's obviously going to affect the rest of the body. So it was nice seeing that in a safe environment, if that makes any sense. There wasn't any blood in this movie. There was, obviously medication being taken. It was pretty much just in this particular 3 North psych ward. The Viola Davis did a great job. Lauren Graham is in this as well. Incredible. I love this movie. I love watching it just from the sheer fact of it's okay to be scared. Everyone has problems. It's a matter of how are we going to deal with it? Who can we talk to deal with to try to figure out our problems? Not to have someone deal with your problems, but more of a matter of how do you deal with your problems by talking it out with someone, if need be, right? Sometimes the best medicine is to just talk and speak. And the more you speak, the more you'll hear back. Maybe that's why I do all these reviews all the time, to hear myself talk. No, I have a lot to say, obviously. I don't have any faults with this movie. This is based off of a book. I don't know who wrote the book. I don't know who wrote the screenplay for this. I don't know who directed this movie. I know all these things, but I didn't actually research this film. I've seen this a bunch of times. It's weird to say it's a feel-good movie because it is about depression and suicide, but it's a feel-good movie because you see how much can change for the better. That's why I loved, Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day. We still haven't talked about that, and I'm kind of holding off on it because I love it so much. Anything can happen in a day. What was it? It was just another movie we talked about. It's like a day. Something happened within the day. I don't remember. I gotta backtrack on these reviews. I gotta see what the hell I was talking about. Because I remember I mentioned Miss Pettigrew. What in the hell did we watch? When I say we, I mean me and then my two mannequin bros over there, Kip and Dustin. What the hell was it? Okay, let's try to figure this out. I remember the review was talking about how it's pretty neat to see that literally anything can happen in a day. But what was it? It wasn't All the Bright Places because that was a big review that we did. That was a very big cathartic review that we did. And that didn't take place in a day. Was it When We First Met? I don't think so. That was mainly focused on October 31st, 2014 and October 31st, 2017. I don't think so. What was it? I don't remember. We're going to have to figure this out. I'm going to have to backtrack because it's driving me nuts. Yeah, if anyone figures it out before I do, drop a comment down below. If not, we'll have to discuss it in the next review, whatever that shall be. That's all I got. Mucho mahalo.